From the first flickers of technology, cybersecurity has been a cat-and-mouse game of innovation and intrusion. As we've pushed the boundaries of what's possible with computers and the internet, we've also opened up new frontiers for those with less than noble intentions. This is the story of how cybersecurity evolved. From the early days of curious minds poking around in nascent networks, to the high-stakes world of nation-state actors and sophisticated cyber weapons. We'll dive deep into the history of cyber threats, exploring the code that built them and the people who fought back. Picture this. It's the early 1970s, and computers are these massive, mysterious things, primarily confined to research labs and universities. The ARPANET, the precursor to the internet, is in its infancy, connecting a handful of institutions across the US. It was in this era that the concept of a computer virus first took root. One of the earliest examples was the Creeper program, written by Bob Thomas at BBN Technologies. Now, Creeper wasn't malicious. It was an experiment, a self-replicating program that hopped between computers on the ARPANET, leaving behind a simple message: "I'm the Creeper. Catch me if you can." Think of it like the first, slightly annoying knock-knock joke in a digital world just finding its voice. To combat Creeper, they created Reaper, essentially the first antivirus software. It was designed to track down and delete Creeper, showing that even in these early days, the seeds of cybersecurity were being sown. Fast forward to the 1980s, and we encounter what's often considered the first true computer virus in the wild, the Brain virus. Created by two brothers, Basit and Amjad Farooq Alvi, in Pakistan, Brain targeted IBM PCs, infecting the boot sector of floppy disks. The brothers claimed they created Brain to track pirated copies of their software, but its spread beyond their control highlighted the potential for unintended consequences in this new digital landscape. The Brain virus marked a turning point, a realization that these digital creations could escape into the wild and have real-world impacts. As personal computers became more prevalent in homes and businesses, the world of malware exploded. The 1990s and early 2000s saw a surge in viruses like the Michelangelo virus, CIH, and Melissa, each pushing the boundaries of what malware could do and how it spread. These early viruses often relied on social engineering, tricking users into opening infected files or clicking on malicious links. Remember those chain emails promising free stuff or threatening to delete your hard drive? Yeah, those were early forms of phishing attacks, preying on human curiosity and fear. But it wasn't just about individual computers anymore. The rise of the internet meant that networks were becoming the new battleground. The Morris worm, created by Robert Tappan Morris in 1988, was a stark reminder of the potential for widespread disruption. It exploited vulnerabilities in Unix-based systems, spreading rapidly and causing significant slowdowns and outages on a large portion of the early internet. The Morris worm was a wake-up call, demonstrating the interconnected nature of the digital world and the potential for far-reaching consequences. In response to these growing threats, the cybersecurity industry began to take shape. Antivirus companies sprung up, developing new tools and techniques to detect and remove malware. Firewalls became essential for protecting networks, acting as digital gatekeepers to control incoming and outgoing traffic. The cat-and-mouse game between attackers and defenders was in full swing, with each side constantly adapting and evolving their tactics. We're about to journey into a fascinating realm where cybersecurity meets the world of science fiction. You might be surprised to learn how much our digital defenses have been inspired by imaginative tales of the future. One of the most influential works in this regard is Frank Herbert's epic novel, Dune. Now you might be wondering, what does a book about sandworms and spice have to do with cybersecurity? Well, believe it or not, Dune introduced a term that's become synonymous with digital threats: sandworm. In the novel, sandworms are colossal creatures that rule the desert planet of Arrakis. They're incredibly powerful and dangerous, much like the malicious software we call malware today. The term sandworm wasn't directly used to describe malware initially. Instead, it was adopted by early cybersecurity experts as a kind of in-joke, a way to describe particularly nasty threats in a way that resonated with their shared love of science fiction. Over time, this connection between science fiction and cybersecurity has deepened. We see it in the terminology we use, the way we think about digital defenses, and even in the pop culture references that pepper cybersecurity discussions. For example, the concept of firewalls, a staple of digital security, has roots in science fiction literature. Think about it. Firewalls act as barriers between our networks and the outside world, just like force fields protect spaceships in countless science fiction stories. This connection might seem subtle, but it highlights how science fiction can shape our understanding of complex technical concepts. Beyond Dune, other science fiction works have also left their mark on cybersecurity. From the virtual reality threats in The Matrix to the hacking exploits in Neuromancer, science fiction has a knack for anticipating and even inspiring real-world technological advancements and the challenges that come with them. So the next time you're exploring the world of cybersecurity, remember the influence of science fiction. It's more than just entertainment. It's a window into the future of technology and the creative minds working to keep our digital world safe. All right, everyone, buckle up because we're diving into the messy world of real-life cyber attacks. We're talking about the big ones, the ones that made headlines and sent chills down the spines of techies and corporations alike. Remember WannaCry, that ransomware attack that brought down hospitals, banks, and businesses around the world? It exploited a Windows vulnerability, spread like wildfire, and caused billions of dollars in damage. Talk about a wake-up call. Then there's NotPetya, disguised as ransomware but really a wiper malware designed to cripple systems. It targeted Ukrainian infrastructure, but its effects were felt globally, disrupting shipping giants like Maersk and FedEx. These attacks highlight the interconnected nature of our digital world and the very real consequences of cyber warfare. We'll also delve into some infamous data breaches, like the Equifax breach that exposed the personal information of millions. These incidents remind us that cybersecurity is not just about protecting systems, but also about safeguarding our privacy and personal data. So what's next in the world of cybersecurity? Hold on to your hats, folks, because the future is both exciting and a little terrifying. The Internet of Things is exploding, putting everything from your fridge to your car online. That's a lot of potential entry points for attackers. We're also seeing the rise of AI-powered malware, which can learn and adapt to our defenses faster than ever before. Think of it like a digital arms race. On the bright side, cybersecurity professionals are fighting back with cutting-edge technologies like AI-powered threat detection and blockchain-based security solutions. The battle is far from over, but one thing's for sure. The future of cybersecurity will be defined by innovation, collaboration, and a constant need to stay one step ahead of the bad guys. From the early days of simple viruses to the sophisticated cyber attacks of today, cybersecurity has come a long way. As we step into the future, the realm of cybersecurity remains ever evolving, challenging us to stay one step ahead. What do you think are the biggest cyber threats we face today? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the fascinating world of tech.